Alright, ready?
Yep.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Purge bringing you guys Game 2 of Svenhunterz versus Navi. This is for Division 1 of the GosuLeague. We're in Season 5, and this game hopefully decides the winner of first place. I'm joined by Shiva, of course. Thanks for coming on to the program.
Thank you. And nice to be here because this could very well be the first cast of me, at least. I don't know if it's the first cast in general for 6.77 because we just had the patch.
Yes, we did just have the patch. There's no snow on the ground, so we'll just be seeing regular stuff. But we're pretty sure, or at least somebody has told us that 6.77 is in tournament as well as live versions. So that means they played game 1 on 6.76, and they played game 2 on 6.77. So hopefully that turns out okay. It means Magnus is worse than he used to be, and a couple other hero picks. I can see his name is Magnus, but I cannot click on his skills, so we will not know until a bit later. I don't know if Navi
We'll
or
not know
CFC
until the
knows
first
either.
hero is picked up. Yeah. And if the hero that is picked up actually has undergone some changes. So I'm kind of hoping like there will be a Bat Rider or a Bounty Hunter pick up first or something like that, as both of those are still left in the pool, with now a Templar Assassin being banned out next to the Darkseer on the Magnus.
Well, one of those heroes should get drafted no matter what, so we should be able to make sure that everything is working out. So hopefully this doesn't affect things too much, but I'm sure the teams are at least aware of the changes that are going through. So, and none of them were too extremely drastic. I think the only thing that would really mess things up is if they picked any of the new heroes that are added to the CM mode. I think that should probably be disallowed, most likely. But
yeah, and I don't think those are in yet. They are not added to Captain's mode just yet, so those are not available.
Okay,
like
cool.
the Drow, etc.
Yeah, like
But it will, for example, a Bounty Hunter, if he is changed, there will not be a reduced armor, and it doesn't look like there is. So this is 6.77.
Yep.
But I do think still Bounty Hunter. I mean, you don't pick him necessarily for the minus armor that you give with your track. You pick him because you get shitloads of gold with the current metagame. That you kill stuff gets rewarded even more than it normally does.
Yep, that's exactly true. And he also has the 20% movement speed buff for allies, which is already ridiculously good. So track is still going to be usable. The hero will still get drafted. It won't reduce your armor by what, 3 or 5 or whatever it does. It's actually pretty low amounts of armor, but it will be a very, very slight decrease in Bounty Hunter's effectiveness. And we'll probably see it occasionally in areas. You have to keep in mind that Bounty Hunter is largely a burst damage hero, so having a little bit less armor it does make an impact. So keep this in mind. Jakiro as well. Ice Path damage does 25 damage at level 1. I don't know if the enemy teams know that. Nobody has said anything in chat yet, but Ice Path does less damage at level 1. It scales now, and Undying also nerfs. That's 3 nerfed heroes that have already been drafted here. Damage on Decay at level 1 is also less.
Yeah, we have got a Wisp and a Nyx Assassin. I do like the lineups in general. I mean, it's pretty safe for Svenhunterz, but now Wisp and a Nyx Assassin, I'm secretly hoping still for Keeper of Light, even though it doesn't really fit anymore. But it would be nice. I don't know. Are we gonna see a trial in here with a Wisp Nyx Assassin and then?
They could go for it. I mean, they've got the really good tri-lane heroes, Undying and Jakiro, both great heroes. But once again, Decay is nerfed at level 1. Ice Path is worse at level 1, so right off the bat, Svenhunterz heroes are arguably probably not going to be as OP as they were in the past. Now, I think Jakiro is still going to be very effective. Despite Ice Path doing less damage, I think the hero is still going to be very good, so I'm not too concerned about their picks. I don't think that's like they've been tricked and are playing terrible heroes now, but it will make a slight impact in the early game.
Yeah, that's the only thing, because I do think indeed later game it will just be as annoying to play against. And of course both Wisp and Nyx Assassin, they have not been changed at all. No differences for those 2 heroes. And those are the only 2 heroes so far that are in the draft that haven't been changed so far.
Yeah, the other heroes that have been changed, we might as well go over these while we're talking about it. The TA, Refraction for TA now costs 100 mana instead of 75, so that's a moderate... not a major nerf, but it's going to hurt her a lot in the laning stage, or at least not a lot. If she doesn't get a lot of runes, then she'll have some trouble with that. Bat Rider cannot attack while he uses ulti anymore, which means that his solo kill potential at level 6 is less, because he'll have to do that damage with Firefly instead of right-clicking. And finally, Magnus' Skewer scales from 600 range to 1200 range, which means he's going to be just as effective late game. It also doesn't affect BKB targets or magic immune targets anymore, and anything else. Reverse Polarity disable is slightly reduced as well.
Yeah, and I do think in this sense it is Navi that has the lesser changed heroes being banned and picked up. So if there is a team that is not fully aware that the changes have gone through, I would put my money on Svenhunterz. They do pick up the Chaos Knight, also no changes for him, and they probably want to pick it up just so that they can ban out the other dangerous combinations that there are with the Wisp that Na'Vi has picked up in the meantime.
Yeah, Chaos Knight, great hero to have. They can tri-lane with this very easily. Undying Jakiro Chaos Knights, lots of kill potential. Or they can grab another range here and do like a Chaos Knight Jakiro something else with long lane Undying. It's definitely a possibility. We're in the second round of banning now. Na'Vi will go first. Svenhunterz is still looking for a solo mid, unless they dual mid, of course. Maybe a long lane hero, and maybe a jungler. They actually have a lot of options. They could shift things around a lot. And that's one of the nice things about Undying is that he can long lane, he can play support, and he also can farm.
Yeah, and I mean for Na'Vi, it's quite standard of what I am expecting it to be. But then again, it is Na'Vi, so we have seen Dendi having solo mid Wisp before. So I'm quite hesitant to say what I'm expecting, because obviously I'm expecting a tri-lane with an Assassin Wisp and then something else, and then, you know, nothing in the jungle. Some mid lane hero still for Dendi to go, but you never can tell for sure with Na'Vi.
Windrunner's banned by Na'Vi. Would have been a decent long lane hero. I say that decent because out of all of the long lane possibilities, Windrunner is not quite possibly. I think one of the worser ones. She's a little easy to kill. If you have any disable, for example, you just wait till she uses Windrun and then you disable her and then you kind of kill her. She doesn't have a whole lot of armor and her HP is also very low. She can CS from long range, which is very good with Power Shot, but generally she's a little limited in a long lane potential if there are supports to harass her away.
Yeah, we do have a jungle hero banned out here by Na'Vi, so they don't want to be facing that Enchantress. Though, of course, we still have the Chen and Enigma in, so possibility plenty for them. And Svenhunterz actually banned out their own Sven, but not really a surprise because that would be a great combination to have combined with the Nyx Assassin and the Wisp on a potential tri.
Yeah, Sven also got hit by a slight nerf. I believe his cleave at level 4 is 5 less. So 5% less cleave, and his Warcry lasts for 1 last second, which is very minor nerfs. Lifestealer is also going to get banned by Svenhunterz, another hero that is, carry that is almost always banned second round that I've seen lately. Beastmaster banned, and anything else. Enchantress also got a buff, actually, in Untouchable, I believe, scales up to 110. Is that what it is? Is it 110?
Yeah, it is.
That's a huge buff, because previously at level 4 it was 80. So that's a pretty significant increase. What is that, 30? Yeah, 30. That's huge. Huge percentage increase.
It still starts at the same level, and then it goes up by 10, and then it goes up even more. Yeah, it is a pretty big increase. With now Queen of Pain, the last one to get banned out, so that's no longer going to be the mid hero for Na'Vi. And the Beastmaster was actually the long, potentially offlane solo for Svenhunterz that they no longer can pick up. We still have a Tiny in the pool, though. I mean, they played in the previous game, and Wisp Tiny is still a very strong combination, and they actually we're going to see a Dendi Invoker.
We almost never see Invoker right now because his base damage is so much lower. The only really good way to offset this in a 1v1 solo mid is to go Exhort Invoker, or to maybe have some ganking pressure, or just kind of get lucky and get your phase boots relatively fast, or outplay them, of course, is an option. So yeah, don't see Invoker very often, but there's a lot of disables with Nyx, Wisp, Bounty Hunter. If they do Sunstrike, they'll have kind of a global strike going. They'll have Sunstrike plus Wisp and whoever he decides to bring with him. Now, if they pick Tiny again, I think that's going to put Na'Vi behind. It's what we saw in the last game. It was an offensive tri-lane versus a Tiny. And Tiny kind of sucks versus aggressive tri-lanes or lanes that are better than him. He really wants to get solo farm and then start ganking with his combo when he has a level and EXP advantage. But that's not always possible, especially with a Chaos Knight and a Jakiro and an Undying in there. They're not going to be allowed to do that, I don't think.
No, we still have of course, the Gyrocopter in for an aggressive tri-lane potentially. We have actually the Shadow Demon being picked up by Svenhunterz, so indicating that you were indeed right with your Undying offlane and then, or even safe lane, because Shadow Demon Jakiro, that combination is pretty aggressive, and if you then have a Chaos Knight to top that off, it is, well, the recipe for a first blood, I think.
Yeah, Shadow Demon is a really good hero for that. Disruption is fantastic for setting up follow-up stuns or Ice Path, for example. Tiny will still be the pick from Na'Vi, so they feel confident. Now, they did win last game despite them having a really rough start. Maybe they can play better and it won't be the case. Like, maybe they can just win their lane better than they did previously. Who knows? But Invoker's going to go mid Bounty Hunter offlane for Na'Vi, and they'll do a Tiny Nyx Assassin Wisp tri-lane, which is actually just about the same thing they had last game, except they had a Beastmaster long and a mid was Dendi's TA. So very slight differences, a little bit less carry potential. Well, you know, it's kind of similar because they have Bounty Hunter instead of Beastmaster. The disables are okay. And we'll be curious to see how things turn out versus a Chaos Knight.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what Svenhunterz is going to also pick up against that Invoker, because a hero that you normally see, something like a Queen of Pain, is already banned out. Templar Assassin also decent against an Invoker, also banned out. And there's not that many left that can actually win that lane against an Invoker pretty solidly. But they're gonna go for a Rubik.
Okay.
That is interesting.
That's a really good hero pickup to go for. It's going to be a Rubik solo mid, most likely, for Svenhunterz. His Fade Bolt was nerfed 2 patches ago, so he's not as good at mid as he was before. But, I mean, Invoker is also getting nerfed, so comparably, it's not the worst lane ever for either team. I think Dendy should do fine against CHW, and I expect CHW to do okay versus Dendy. As long as he can land the Fade Bolt on Dendy, it'll reduce his attack damage. At level 1, that's a reduction of, I think, 14 damage. Which is pretty massive, by the way, up to 32 at level 4. So if you can reduce Invoker's base damage, then you should be able to outlast hit him, and from there just go into a mid game pretty well. But he's going to have a lot of trouble with Nyx and Tiny and Bounty Hunter. It's a lot of burst damage, and Rubik is a squishy hero, so he's got to be careful.
Yeah, and basically the only heroes that are actually changed since the last patch that we have in are the first 3 heroes that are picked up. Of course, Shadow Demon's still got a minor buff, if you will. The Shadow Poison cooldown is decreased.
That's right. By 0.25 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that big of a change that I think it will have a very great impact on this. But I think the bigger impact, I mean, we're going to see it. Because normally we are used to seeing Shadow Demon, Disruption, Ice Path over the top, someone else there, the carry, in this case Chaos Knight, to help out. And that normally turns into a First Blood, but that's all with that extra 100 damage that the Ice Path does. And now that it's only 20 damage, 25, sorry. Curious to see if that will have an impact, or a big impact rather. Because it will have somewhat of an impact. Looks like we're going to see something.
Yeah, they might be running each other. Havos is going to find him, actually. He gets disrupted during the Reality Rift, but it does get canceled. Ice Path's going to land on Havos. He walked right into that one. Avalanche is on 3 heroes doing West. A little right click. Great stun from the Narub. They're chasing after Audio. Can they get the tether stun? They're trying to do it. They might get him. It's so close. He's getting low. Puppy's going to be able to right click it, I think, with 2 more hits. Oh, the stun. Great Ice Path on Puppy's going to stop at another Impale. Puppy is the first hero to die. I'm sorry, Shadow Demon is actually, and they're not done yet. CHW being pursued 3 seconds from a stun. I think he's going to get away. But not able to kill the Chaos Knight. So close, but not able to get the tether stun.
Yeah, and that is going to be tough to take because, well, Chaos Knight now doesn't have a salve anymore. He had to use that one. It was, of course, 1-1, and Arstar did get the First Blood, which is very good for a support to have because they already have an upgraded courier right now. He even has money to buy boots if he wants to. He actually bought a magic stick I don't think he had before, so he's gonna be a lot more happy than he was before. But still, it is a trade regardless.
I'd also like to point out that Bounty Hunter picked up Janata at level 1, which means he's not going to have invisibility, which means getting to level 2 might be really tough. Avos slightly out of position, but looks like things will be okay. He's going to rift him again, actually. They're looking... Oh, he accidentally disrupts the Chaos Knight instead of the Tiny. Little mess up there. And we see a pause from Rubik. Let's go over the players really quick while we're waiting. For the Radiant Team Nava, we've got Light of Heaven playing Bounty Hunter. Mid lane is going to be Dendy playing the Invoker. And on the bot lane, we've got Puppy on Wisp. Arzar playing Nyx Assassin once again. And also Hobos playing Tiny.
Yeah, and for Svenhunterz, we got Audio playing the Chaos Knight, Blueberry Ninja on his Shadow Demon, Quicks will be playing the Jakiro, in the mid lane we'll have Shui Dota playing the Rubik, and top we'll have Werner, who's going to be playing the Undying.
And he's on a solo safe lane, actually, so he will be getting farmed. Not going to be a part of the tri-lane. Put the Shadow Demon, the Jakiro in instead. Has a little bit more disable, which is the nice thing about it. Will possibly give them more options to kill Wisp as well as the Nyx Assassin. So that's their trade-off here. Keep in mind they did trade 1-for-1 in the first initiation, but they got the first blood on Navi, so they should have a very slight gold advantage. As you can see, it's sitting right above 200, or right about 200 gold, which is pretty understandable. So game will be starting.
We do have, I mean, I think Light of Heaven will have an okay time here to at least to get to level 2 to be able to still be invisible, as in to pick up a Shadow Walk. Since he is only up against a solo lane Undying, and with that nerf on the DK, he won't be able to have that big of an impact if he just harasses the Bounty Hunter that much. And actually, Light of Heaven, he picked up a double damage rune, so might be able to harass Werner instead.
Well, Dendy's doing a great job here. This is so huge. I believe Rubik wasted or used all of his mana. He might get a kill here, actually. Is done to get the last hit? No, down to 29 HP. He used all of his mana in the early team fights. That means when he went to lane, all of a sudden Invoker had huge HP advantage over him and a huge mana advantage. CHW's barely just been able to grab his bottle up, and but Dendy has a huge last hit advantage already. He hasn't been able to get a single one yet. So now he's essentially starting his lane off, and Dendy was pressuring him because he saw that huge advantage and was able to get a lot more last hits. So smart play by Dendy.
Yeah, and he's already having to send his bottle back as well, so he's going to be without regens for a while, since they didn't get the first blood money, so they have not got an upgraded career. In the meantime, in the forest, Arstar is in a lot of trouble right here, might actually go down and use the stick charges. That's the courtesy of having the first blood. Ice Path would have killed him otherwise, but not going to be able to do it. It's Chaos Knight that hits him over the head and ends it. And it looks like Puppy still wants to go for something, and Avor's going to be going, trying to cut him off, perhaps. Changing his mind, rather goes back to the lane to farm.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate for Havos, actually. He roamed all the way over here to try to contribute to his allies, but all he ended up doing was missing last hits, and I'm sure he would have been much happier doing that, considering he has only one so far. This is a stun on Blueberry. This is going to be an easy kill. Avalanche follow-up, and one more right-click, then he pops the wand. One more hit. Arzart, great disruption. Is going to buy him a second, but Puppy's showing up. He's going to be able to kill him, I think. Yeah, and they do get the kill. Puppy might also go down. 2 seconds stun on him, and he does get picked up. Another stun from Arzart. Does more damage. Quicks is in trouble. Needs one more. The Ice Path runs up, but they do get the kill with the toss. Jakiro getting killed by neutrals, actually, or creeps, sorry. So that works out okay for Navi. 3-3 at the moment.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 on this bottom lane quickly after having Arzart being picked up. And this is very interesting because, of course, well, Svenhunterz, they need to be aggressive. They run the so-called aggressive tri lane. But Navi, they're anticipating on it quite good and basically fighting fire with fire.
And then he is actually going Quas-Wex build. He's not going Invoker this game. And I haven't seen him do this in months. Like literally 6-8 months that I have seen Denny play EMP Tornado. Almost always playing Exhort. He was playing Exhort before it was the thing to do. He literally set the path for that one. And now we're seeing a Quas-Wex out of him, which is going to allow him to drain mana. A big deal against heroes like Chaos Knight, against Undyne. If you reduce their mana potential, that's most of their early game. And that's kind of why he was being abused. So, going to be fun to see him play this. He's one of the best Invokers in the game, so...
Yeah, in the meantime, Light of Heaven is able to harass Werner slightly out of the lane, though Werner is still leading on last hit, so we actually have a disruption on the bottom lane, up on Arzart. Ice Path to follow up. Can they get him? There goes the Spiked Carapace, and he will be able to get away, or will not only 1 second, but he should be able to stay alive. Still lands a stun. Blueberry Ninja, is he gonna go for that? Spirits flying. Arzart will still get picked up. Actually, got thrown into a kill. Blueberry Ninja still dropping with that. Quicks getting Tether stunned up. One more hit, and that's another kill. Another time for the creeps, and looks like they're gonna go for more. There is a toss available if he wants to. They want to get him with the Tether stun. They get him. Can they get more? Just right click for now. There's a disruption helping out. Go Audio. Couple hits needed. Where's the toss? Needs a toss. Gets a toss. Gets the kill. Of course, double kill. Now also Puppy being picked up. Another Impale. Impales all around. Arsa being back up. Blueberry Ninja this time able to get away from that. But that's it. If you like solo level, people just come back to the lane and help continuing the fight that they started.
Yep, and there's going to be a Haster in bottom. This is huge for Tiny. His bottle's completely empty. He's going to be able to initiate on that. He might go mid, actually. Yeah, look at CHW. He's definitely going for this one. Here's the bottle charge. The Radiant team, or the Dire team does not know. Actually, here's the Cold Snap, and the easiest kill ever as they avalanches. Tiny gets another kill. He's on a dominating streak, way different than the last game. 4 kills and 3 assists, and a great start for Navi's game.
Yeah, dominating streak 4 minutes into the game. That is indeed something that you don't see every day. Especially not if you just had a game. Oh, look at that. Looks like Werner might be in a lot of trouble. Spirits flying. Can they hit him? Yes, they can. And that's the kill. Puppy picking it up. Light of Heaven, level 6. So, with that kill, level 6. So that was not yet a track kill, unfortunately, for him.
Yeah, even still, his advantage over Undyne is pretty good. Undyne has 20 last hits. Light of Heaven is 13. And despite that, they were still able to take the kill with Puppy roaming on over there. Havos got to be careful bot lane, though. There is the tri-lane, 1 stun on Blueberry Ninja. Tiny's going to get caught by the Ice Path. Soul Catcher does not land on him, but the Dual Breath as well as the Chaos Bolt does transfer some items and still does end up going down. So not having Puppy there might have been a loss, at least, for that lane.
Yeah, but yeah, it is. It's first another force went down. That is quite sad indeed. But so far, I mean, they're not doing that bad. They're not doing that bad yet. Although I have to say, last hit-wise, of course, is only at 3. So he's the only thing that he has been getting is kills. No last hits whatsoever.
More kills than last hits. That doesn't happen very often. But that's what the tri-lane has been like so far. 8-6, pretty high action. It's a gold advantage for Navi. EXP, of course, also in their favor due to them getting more kills. And yeah, the last hits for 5 minutes is 22. That's the highest in the game. That's really low. But everything has been very, very atypical based on the worst starting items and things like that. Invoker, look at this. Double Blades of Attack before he even gets boots. And this is to help offset that early crappy damage that Invoker has to work with now.
Yeah, also did not pick up a point in Exort just yet. I'm quite curious to see when he does that. Of course, that's very personal when they actually do that. But I prefer them to pick it up maybe at level 9, level 8 already, because I do think that Deafening Blast will be a very big factor in this game, especially if they're going to continue fighting like they are right now.
We're looking for a tornado from Dendy. He's already popped his tango. Here comes the tornado. It's going to catch CHW. This is going to be an easy kill. He's got a DD as well. There's the tether stun. He is going to cold snap him, but it's not going to matter. He will die very easily. Invoker gets the kill. He'll be regenerated up slowly due to the tango. Stun actually coming from Chaos Knight in the mid lane. Tether stun catches audio, and we see a disruption. Dendy might be in trouble. Puppey's going to go down for sure. He doesn't have the mana to Ghost Walk, and I think he will end up dying. He does go down. So, unfortunate timing for them to swing by, but at least they did kill the Rubik first.
Yeah, nice rotation still from Svenhunterz is in the bottom lane. It looks like Force just took this time to finally get some more last hits up. They didn't really pressure the tower or try to. Maybe the lane was too far away, but Force finally got some last hits, which is all nice. And well, if we look at levels, actually, it is. Whoa, wait a second. That's a toss up to Sweet Avalanche to follow up. This should be a kill and a track kill at that. Three people around there to share with that goal.
That is really, really good gold advantage for them. They'll be really happy about that one. Perfect time for Light having to come over. So, oh, there's 3 mid. Well, I'll just roam towards the bottom and see who's solo, and we'll dive him to kill him. And that's what happened.
Yeah, and what I was about to say is that Navi actually has lost a lot of experience over the last few minutes when they had actually that rotation from Svenhunterz. But with that kill, it kind of dips up again. It was going down pretty fast because they were ahead. And if you kill, of course, heroes off that are higher level than you you get tons of experience for that, so that was what Svenhunterz was profiting from. But right now, turn around again with that one kill on the bottom lane.
Yeah, it's going to make a big impact. Puppey's in the jungle, level 6. Arzard is trying to pull. He's actually doing quite well this game. 2 assists and... Sorry, 5 assists, 2 deaths, 1 kill. Halfway to an Arcane Boots. If you can get those early, man, that is so good for aggressive potential. And here comes the Vos coming forward, looking for an Avalanche toss. They want to catch Blue Ray Ninja. There's the toss, actually. Doesn't stun him, but the Avalanche will hit. And he is low. One more right click from Vos, and they'll have him. He does go down to Spirits, but they're all pretty low HP. Warren is trying to get in as many kills as possible, but damage reflection, and that's going to be the disengage. So they get a free kill. And even Tombstone drop, so a lot of mana wasted on Warren.
Yeah, and actually the dire side, they just disappear, but they have got sentries around there. I'm not quite sure if Navi actually placed wards there that they have countered with that. I'm not sure if you caught that.
There's going to be a Tornado mid. CHW takes Tornado, pretty good skill to steal. It's only doing, what, 120? It's about 200 damage. This is not a terrible nuke at this point, but better used for initiation, really. But Dendy does have to be careful. His bonus damage is huge. Actually, they're TPing mid. Here they come. Going in on him. It's going to be Arzard, actually, throwing the stun. He's level 6 even, and he throws the nuke. Man, how is this support Nyx Assassin level 6 already? That is crazy.
It is, and I mean, oh, they TP back into a massive heroes, though. 4-second stun upon Dendy, and he'll be the one to go down to the Undying. Disruption still upon Puppey, who will drop straight afterwards. And they actually leave the Nyx Assassin in the mid lane, so they sacrificed Dendy for Nyx Assassin, which is probably not the most wise choice that you could have been making.
But he does have a lot of EXP, and this is much better than something like a Crystal Maiden having a lot of experience, because Nyx Assassin gets really good the closer he gets to 16. I mean, he's already level 7. Last game it took him forever to hit 6, and he's got Arcane Boots on top of this, so his ganking for the rest of the game is surely going to be really strong. And wow, look at all the dust. There's already 2 dusts on the Dire team. They are really set up for Light of Heaven if he ever gets farmed.
Yeah, and there's 4 heroes for Svenhunterz on this bottom lane. It's going to be only against the Force. Now also having a Wisp in there. Avalanche tosses going through. If Svenhunterz doesn't get anything with this assault with these 4 heroes, and are even losing heroes right now, that is not time well spent. Definitely not. Now you're looking for more. Tornado's not long enough reach. I don't think they're going to be fast enough unless they really want to dive this. It looks like they do. There's a toss. Hits on Werner. They're going to go for quicks as well. Avalanche hits, gets a kill. Now Puppey gonna still get dropped off there by a tower helping out. Demonic Purge up on Tiny, trying to get himself out of tower range. Let's see if he's going to be able to do so. I don't think so. Still stuns up Werner, but he will go down to the Shadow Poison. There goes a disruption also up on Dendy, who came around 1 second stun and gets himself invisible, but the dust.
Oh, great Tornado.
Still going through. Ooh, the speed, 3 waxes. Is there mana? Yes, Rehab Thrift is around the corner. He just needs vision. Can't get vision.
Wow, the poison just ran out last second, and otherwise he would have died there. But the Shadow Poison stayed up, and really fast Dendy gets out. I thought he was dead as soon as the dust landed, but great Tornado from him kept him alive big time. So, sick plays from him. Ward's going on mid as well by Quicks, trying to cover the mid lane. And he's actually maxing out Dual Breath first, so he has paid attention to the Ice Path scaling. Maybe not, though. Maybe just really likes Dual Breath. Who knows? It does give you much more damage, though, so I kind of like that. Chaos Knight gets killed bottom, actually. That was a TP from Wisp as well as Tiny. Little combo on him, and he goes down.
Yeah, they're actually both level 8. So both the Wisp and the Tiny. Normally you see, of course, a bit of a difference between the carry and the support, but this time, not this time. Both level 8. Also, Nyx Assassin, by the way, level 8. So that trial lane, I mean, level 8 also on the supports for Svenhunterz, apart from on the Rubik. That's actually level 7. In the meantime, mid lane looks like Quix is gonna drop indeed. Nyx Assassin taking credit for that, and of course coming a bit too late to the party.
Yeah, that was some really perfect positioning there by Arzart. He was just slightly outside of nighttime vision, initiated with the Impale, and then Denny went high ground. That was the easiest kill ever, but mostly because their setup was so perfect. Vos with the haste looking for a solo kill. Here comes the Avalanche. Anything? No, he's going to toss him back to his allies. There's the cold snap on him, and Rubik gets killed immediately. Good disruption on Vos, 4 seconds stun. He's looking in a lot of trouble. Tornado almost buying him enough time, but not going to be enough. Tiny buys back, though. He's TPing to the mid lane because he wants to initiate. There's the invis. Arzart will break the invis. Gets Shadow Demon. So highly leveled for a support hero. He's got a 9 charge 1, 10 charge 1. Great tether from Puppey. 4 second stun, and he gets out of there. We'll see the Ice Path land on him as well. He's a little too far forward, actually. There's another Avalanche. Reality Rip buys him a second. The toss, the double Impale. Puppey's got a juke. Warden goes down. Audio as well is going to follow on the EMP, almost draining his mana. And the Spirits. Puppey stays alive. Just perfect. Oh my gosh. 22 to 13, 12-minute game. Bounty Hunter's still soloing, so no track kills for him, but his team is doing just fine without him.
Yeah, and Puppey was low there for like from the start of the fight, basically. And basically, because he was able to be bait in that sense, because they just wanted to kill off Puppey, they were able to kill off so many heroes of Svenhunterz. And right now, I mean, we've seen it being even for a long time, but this is Na'Vi getting ahead by quite a lot. Gold graph already going towards 7.5k gold, which is definitely a big difference in 13 minutes into the game, and experience already shooting through the roof as well.
Man, this Nyx Assassin is level 10 already. That is just insane. He's going to have a 2.4 second on the entire enemy team if he catches any damage sources. Like, who needs a Beastmaster when you have a Nyx Assassin with 4 levels of Spike Carapace? It's insane. But Svenhunterz is going to try to take the mid tower. They've got wands, boots, and up. Puppey is doing some spirit damage. I mean, the EXP is so much higher than it would normally be in a game like this, just because there's been so many tradings of kills. Arzart's trying to catch somebody. Can he get a stun? There's the toss forward. That's going to allow him to initiate. He'll reflect damage in a second. Actually, he's slightly hesitating here. He actually doesn't turn on Spike Carapace yet. He still hasn't turned it on. Arzart making a little bit of a mistake there, but some track going on. We see a Shuriken toss, and Rubik gets very low. Great avalanche on 3 heroes, and Na'Vi gets cleaned up really hard there. Oh, might even see Light of Heaven die to Shadow Poison. We'll see. Is it going to get broken in time? He's running for his life. I'll keep him selected here. Will he die? I think he's... Oh, he pops a wand. Okay. He saw that coming.
Yeah, and they will still take the tower. A bit of a misinitiation from Na'Vi. I mean, they were the ones that went in. The dust actually went off right before Tiny tossed in the Nyx Assassin. So he wasn't able to escape with his Vendetta as his plan was. He actually got locked inside the Ice Path still as well. Lucky for him, it's only level... Well, it was only level 3 in that fight, I guess. Well, level 2, I think, even. Just leveled up after those kills. But it was a bit of an odd initiation. Svenhunterz were totally ready for it. Tombstone, of course, helping out massively there, and they were just able to pick up the pieces, and Na'Vi just couldn't get a finger in the door. Hand in the door, foot in the door.
Yeah, I'm really surprised the Nyx didn't spike Carapace, though. It's a pretty big mistake from him. I don't think they were communicating, though, maybe, because he just kind of got tossed in. Maybe it was like, oh god, stud, and then telekinesis, and he ran away. And you do forget that sometimes. TP's come and bought 4 heroes, actually. They really want to kill whoever's here. It's Dendy. He does have Ghost Walk queued up. He is all ready for this one. Do they have Dust? They do not have Dust. Dust, Jakiro, no Dust. Sentries. Sentries is what they're working with. Dust on the Shadow Demon. Look at that. He backs up. No problem at all.
Oh, this is 5 heroes indeed. They will want this tier 1 tower. So far the towers are even. There's 1 tier 1 tower down on the top lane for Svenhunterz and 1 mid lane for Na'Vi, but it will soon be 1 in favor of Svenhunterz, depending on if Na'Vi is happy to just trade with the tier 1 that they're taking down right now, or if they really want to defend that. But I think they're just wanting to trade. They actually might be looking at the tier 2.
We'll see a Tornado from Dendy, just trying to do some damage. Chaos Knight will get the last hit, though. Tier 2 from Na'Vi, you're just right, is taking the mid tower. Treads on Tiny gives him some pretty good damage output. Arzart's helping out. He's going Dagon, by the way, because, dude, you're a Nyx Assassin. How much GPM does he have? He's up to 300 GPM as a support here. Why not? Just go for it. TP's coming back to the towers. He's going to TP to the rack so that whoever ends up TPing tier 2 doesn't have a delayed TP, and they will defend this, I think. They have no glyphs, so they have to set up pretty soon. I think they're going to try to take the mid tower, and then immediately Havos will relocate in.
Well, no set out just yet, but looks like they are thinking about backing up regardless, because they are expecting something like that. As of course they know that there are still plenty of people that are available to TP in here. Exclamation marks now come up. Here they come. It's going to be Blueberry Ninja that they're going to see first. He is already dead before the fight starts. Or is he? No, 8 HP. Now he drops to Poppy. Deafening Blast going through. There goes the toss. Quicks, a lot of trouble. Death right now for him. Warner trying to back up in its golem form. And it's actually the TP out from both the Tiny and the Wisp. But now the 4 seconds out upon Light of Heaven. Light of Heaven, no chance to stay alive. Arsat gonna still land a stun on 2. Sweet Dota will be dropping there as well. But now Audio, we're in the back inside the fight as well. There's a nice spike Carapace. The K Soul Rip going through. Dendy's still alive. Gold Snap going off. Can they actually get more? Lots of mana left on Arsat, but he's stunned for 3 seconds. There is a force. And that is gonna be a double kill for Dendy as that helped him pick those 2 up. And that was only Light of Heaven going down.
Wow. They got so much gold from that fight. Nyx now has 2k in the bank. That'll finish his Dagon very easily. They had a little bit of initiation problems, but that's often the problem with playing a Nyx Assassin versus a good team. They're always going to have a sentry down. So initiating with your Invis is oftentimes very difficult, but a little bit of a mistake from Puppy to not untether Havos there. He had to actually run back to the fight, which almost cost them a bit too much, but Dendy was able to just right-click down the enemy here. He's got great damage right now with the Drum of Endurance and the Null Talisman. So they win the fight, 27-17. Svenhunterz is going to try to defend their tower, but the EXP and the gold disadvantage is just really high right now.
Yeah, and I think that in the previous fight also, I mean, as soon as Svenhunterz realized that the force was actually also gone, they took a bit too long time to actually recuperate and thinking they could still go in on this 4 seconds stun up on the force Ice Path, and
wow.
He is dead. Werner coming in for the last hit. And Dendy rushing himself out of that location, I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for him that he ate a 4-second stun. It was great positioning by the Chaos Knight to hide. He was hiding right over here. Havos thought he was fine, and bam, the stun lands, and the TP supports, and an easy kill, so a little unfortunate for him. I wasn't expecting to see enemy heroes there. Puppy's got a mech finish, by the way. There's probably so many items in the game right now. Dagon's finished for Nyx Assassin. Dendy doesn't look like he has anything new, but he's got 2k in the bank. He's just trying to drain mana with EMP.
Yeah, and normally when the gold is very much in favor of one team, you have like one hard carry that is very high up there, but in this game it's actually very evenly spread on Navi. Everybody is ahead of everybody of Svenhunterz, and that is going to be very tough for Svenhunterz to deal with.
Shakiro has some decent levels since HP isn't terrible. They still have a sentry setup. Gonna protect them from Nyx Assassin initiating. He has popped his ulti though, level 2, and can he clean them up when they retreat is the question. TP's coming, Invoker gonna start things off first. Here comes the Tornado, the TP coming in as well. They're going in. Quicks is about to die. Great Disruption buys him a second though. CHW stun, Deafening Blast as well. The toss combo. They're all in a group. Can they kill? The Tombstone is spawning a lot of zombies. Arzard throws a mana drain just to get the kill. And a lot of zombies chasing him. The stun, the decay as well. Dendy's now being chased. The zombies are so serious right now. Dendy goes invis. Wern is full HP somehow. And how did they win that team fight?
I have no idea, but wrong initiation there, and Rubik now still in a lot of trouble because they come back, the buybacks, they're gonna make it count. Shui still drops. Werner though, he is just doing his hero's name justice, just walking around there like a big undying zombie. His ultimate form is actually off right now. They do still find Dendy. Reality Rift is still there. There's also a stun, 4 seconds. That is unlucky. Chaos Knight picking up the kill, of course. Here comes Light of Heaven again with Puppy though. Can they take him down? There goes the Tether stun. It would be a tracker if they get it. They just completely ignore the Undying. Now they won't, but now he'll be able to TP out. There's no Impale. It's too slow for our start to still be there. But that was still at least a bit of a comeback for Na'Vi, because that fight at the start did not go the way of Svenhunterz. Na'Vi, that is.
Yeah, I think it's to the point where they really need to kill the Tombstone. Tombstone did too much impact in that team fight. All the zombies on all the heroes. Nyx Assassin couldn't escape when he finally was in a bad spot. Arzard's going to use his Invis mid, actually. Stun on Blueberry. Here comes a... He doesn't even need to use the tag on. He's like, I have you so dead. And who would ever expect to get ganked by Nyx this close to their base at a 20-minute game? It just completely changes everything that's going on here with Nyx able to do this. He can get solo kills. He doesn't even need allies anymore. He might as well have been playing solo mid with his farm rate.
Yeah, it is quite insane with the gold graph now above 10k in favor of Na'Vi. Experience graph 12k, just steadily up even with some drops, but Na'Vi almost managed to get back, and here they come. It's just Poppy though, didn't bring anything. Helps out Arsard as Sui still dies to Light of Heaven. That was another track kill going their way. And that is 5 heroes of Na'Vi in the mid lane.
Yeah, they may
well,
snow
4
push.
Actually.
Oh yeah, Puppy.
Puppy went back bottom.
He's gonna have to buy some items. He buys a Blink Dagger. Oh my gosh. This game is gonna feel good for Na'Vi. After some of their earlier rough days, they had a really rough start of the previous game, but man, this is super one-sided, or at least mostly one-sided. 33-21. I mean, look at the graphs. 12k gold advantage. EXP is massive change, and they can just alacrity all day and push the towers. Tier 1 tower's going to go down, and they'll turn this into more.
Yeah, and like you said, they could use some good spirits. They are up tomorrow against Fnatic first game of the day, and their last game they played against those guys was actually very, very short, not in their favor.
EMP is going to land on Chaos Knight. Good way to start things off. Now, Puppey can do some weird things with this Blink Dagger, such as get perfect tethers. He gets Reality Rifted, actually, 4-second stun on him. Gonna have an Ice Path. Macro Pyre, he's getting low. Can he pop them back? He doesn't get off in time, and Dendy's got to run out of here. Soul Rip on Dendy. Arzard's doing his best to try to keep him alive, but the Shadow Poison may proc and kill him. We'll see in just a second. Another Ice Path chasing after Avos. Dendy's gonna survive at 20 HP. Avos throws an Avalanche, but still the burst damage out of Svenhunterz is very, very impressive. Their team fight is really not bad. Their gold advantage is huge, as is their EXP, but they are still winning team fights.
Yeah, and the main thing about that fight was Sweet actually managed to steal track, so a couple of those kills were actually track kills going the way of Svenhunterz. So a bit of extra gold in their pocket for that one.
Yeah, it helps out quite a bit. They're just going to roam as 5. They know that they're not going to be able to catch up and outfarm Navi. They're not going to win late game versus a Tiny as well as a Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter's got a Yasha now. He may just go straight Manta since his item build is way farther ahead of what he normally expects.
Who is doing the voice thingies?
Huh?
Like, who just said Radiant's bottom tower is under attack?
I don't know. I heard it. There, I just changed my announcer. Somebody else has one. It's a Bastion announcer. He like bought this immediately while we were waiting.
Oh, I didn't
choose
know
that
that. No, I didn't choose anything. It just is there.
Okay. Oh, there's initiation on Havos. They use smoke there. He's gonna get stunned. Ice Path, follow up, decay, soul rip, everything. He's still alive, but he will go down. A lot of focus. Arzar wants to get a solo kill. Oh, great way to counter that, actually. He had his, wow. Big kill on Arzar there. He thought he had that kill, but he got disrupted. Best way to stop him from killing the Rubik there, and nobody even had to proc on the spiked Carapace.
Yeah, and it's actually Svenhunterz that's now pushing into the base of Navi. Reality Rift in, Dandy, some trouble, out of mana, 4-second stun again, and he will be helped out by Wisp. We just teleported him out, and we'll be back soon though. Might only be Wisp that comes there. Tracks going off left and right, but Navi in a tough spot to defend this because they are missing their Tiny, and here comes Poppy, who will just drop so fast. And Shui picking up the kill. Looks like we'll see them return though. Ooh. Oh, close. But yeah, that was only a level 3 Exort.
Yeah, Dendy's sitting at 3 levels of Exort, 3 levels of Quas, and only 5 Wex, so he's actually not maxing out the Wex. He's trying to go for more of a damage build out of this, or at least trying to transition into more AoE damage, which is very smart considering the game is very much focused towards the early game. So.
Yeah, and it's just Battle Arena Dota. They have been 5-man fighting so much this entire game.
Is Wisp really the highest level? Wow.
Ooh, what?
Wisp is the highest level in this game right now.
It's true. Level 15.
He had the highest GPM at one point. I was like, that can't be right. That can't be right. It's actually Bounty Hunter now. He's been getting a lot of track gold, but Wisp at one point did, and it just didn't make sense to me. I was like, surely this is bugged.
He is still second highest on net worth, with indeed right after Light of Heaven on his Bounty Hunter. Still quite a lot of gold up on him.
Now keep in mind that if Navi wins this game, they will be the uncontested second season in a row winners of the GosuLeague Division 5, or Division 1 Season 5, sorry. Where Sean Grieville is spotted out for Sunstrike, and they are going to be running into this. They know that they have to start winning a lot of team fights. They're going to spot a Tiny Illusion. Oh, they disrupt him. Big mistake. They didn't check their smoke first, and yeah, they now know. Smoke is going to be wasted. Navi's going to group up here. If they decide to initiate, it's not going to be easy to win a fight, because they're going to see it coming. Oh, they're TPing top, actually.
Yeah, Jagiro actually has a Gem of True Sight now, so no sneaking up from Arzard anymore either. And it looks like we're gonna see who's gonna be TPing bottom first, but it looks like Poppy will take a force back towards the middle lane, and they will prepare for a defense on the bottom lane for now.
Mana Drain goes on Quicks. EMP breaks at 2.6 seconds, the Tornado Lift is 1.4. And we see a Tether, giving Dendy some more mana because of the Soul Ring. They're looking to push in. Blueberry Ninja's looking for opportunities to disable anybody, but the top rack's actually pushing in a bit, and they're going in.
Yeah, so far no contestant from Navi, or at least they're just waiting, seeing for a way in, waiting for ooh, that's a way in. That's the way in. He pops his BKB though. 3 seconds stun up on Dandy. No BKB up on him. There goes the Phantasm. Dandy now in some trouble. Doesn't have his Tornado anymore. Another Reality Rift in. Will be able to stay alive. And it is the other side of the fight that the real action is going on right now. Tombstone up. Decay is going through. Light of Heaven being dusted up. Actually has to run all the way back to base already. With Arsar still alive for now with Audio. Now out of mana. Use this stick charge, will be able to stay alive. Of course, getting stunned up. There's actually a Thedder up on street, wow. And they will clean house here. And the only one left alive was the one that the fight started with, is Dandy.
Man, how are they winning these team fights? Tombstone is totally balanced. Yeah, totally balanced. I mean, the zombies were up the whole time. They never killed the Tombstone. I mean, Undyne has really good farms, so he's able to just spam decays the whole time. And they have such good AoE abilities, but I'm really surprised Navi's not able to just one-sided win these team fights. They're not able to initiate with the Nyx Assassin despite all the farm up on some of these core heroes. I mean, maybe Bounty Hunter needed to go damage items over utility. Who knows? But, man, they just can't hold off the team fights somehow.
Nope, and they lose their entire bottom set of Rex. And, I mean, it shows in the graphs as well. It went from about 13 to 14k in favor of Na'Vi to 6k. Still in favor of Na'Vi, but that is no longer that big of a difference. Experience graph even more so. Went from 16k to 5k experience. Still in favor of Na'Vi, but the difference right now is not that much. And it is actually the Undying right now that's the highest level in the game, which is level 16.
Navi's trying to stop the Roshan attempt as Nyx Assassin goes in first as a recoil. They thought for sure they were there. Actually, did they get out? Where'd this ward get placed? Okay, this ward doesn't actually spot out the escape path. They saw them go in, and then they all snuck out this way. So they thought 100% they're there. Fighting the jungle, actually, as they're going in. Tether first, Tombstone starts. Can they kill it? Tombstone gets killed. They took their opponent's device, but Danny looks like he's going to die standing Macropyre. Arzar trying to reflect the damage. Avos goes down. They're losing another team fight. 4-second stun. That's going to be another kill. 3 dead heroes. Light of Heaven goes back to base, and Navi is just not winning the team fights. Svenhunterz is just getting more strong, and this might be also because Tiny's peeking off. He doesn't have his Aghanim Scepter yet. He doesn't have time to farm it, so all he can do is an Avalanche Toss, and from there, that's all he's contributing for team fight. So Chaos Knight's doing more carry potential at this point.
Yeah, and I think for Na'Vi it's maybe even slight luck that they are not going to go for example, tier 4s or wow, Roshan looks awkward indeed, or for the other tier 2s, but they go for Roshan instead. And one thing, by the way, that team fight totally decided by the ice path that actually hit on 3, maybe even 4 heroes there. So it's just showing that a difference in damage on the ice path, mid game, late game, it's no difference anymore. We only saw it having some impact on the early game, but that's all gone right now.
So Svenhunterz, man, dang, graphs going back to 0. It is at 0 for EXP. And at one point, they were completely one-sided. Now, do you think they messed around? Or, like, it didn't seem like it to me. I haven't seen any screw-around going on from Na'Vi. I mean, all their items are legitimate, except for the Blink Dagger on Wisp. That's the only example of something that didn't need to happen.
But maybe the only thing that is really there, I mean, I said earlier that it was a good thing that it was a thing that the gold was spread out over everybody. But that's the thing that's hurting them right now, because Force does not have as much gold as he could have had if he would have, for example, took most of the kills. He's even died more often than he's got kills for. Just because they're arena style fighting, if they were maybe a bit more preservant, they might have been able to have the Tiny at a bit more higher carry potential than it is right now.
Yeah, that could make a big difference. And they do have a lot of AoE. I mean, think if he had Aghanim Scepter, he could just hit once and kill all the zombies. But that's not the case. Dendy's going to try to hold off the top push. He's got 4 levels and Exora right now. There's an EMP to start things off. It's only going to drain on a couple heroes, just the Rubik mostly. He's got a toss, by the way, so Dendy's got to be careful. There's the Avalanche. Oh, he gets sent forward, and the Disruption. He's going to go down for sure. Stun lands Dust, and that's an easy kill on Dendy. He's still delayed from his Sheepstick, by the way. He started this a while ago, but he hasn't been able to farm towards it. There's too much pushing
going on.
They're
gonna have to TP soon though. Middle tower harassed by Light of Heaven and Arsar. Bottom tier 3 harassed by a Force and Poppy. Still no tree to hit with, but he's still doing massive amount of damage. And there comes the TPs. They need to defend this, and that was what Na'Vi was wanting to do. Stay away from our base, otherwise we'll take yours.
That's got to be really satisfying. TP coming back top, actually. It's going to be on top of Rubik. The Blink Dagger being effective, actually. Avalanche Toss follow-up, and Rubik might be in trouble. He's got the Toss himself. Throws the Wisp in the air. They're not done chasing. Will they juke? Will he TP out? We see Nyx Assassin kill Shadow Demon. That's on the mid lane, by the way. He's going to be running for his life. Great stun from Audio. He doesn't take any of the damage here. Earn Charge being used as well. Still no death on Rubik. Hvost wants it. He's got the Avalanche Toss combo. And any second, Telekinesis sends him back again. Can he catch up, though? He's going to throw a toss forward. I think he might be able to get away since Wisp got sent back, right?
Yeah, he did. He's by himself. He's just chasing. There's still drums being used right now. But there's the Avalanche Toss combination again, and this should be finally the kill there. He wasted a lot of time with that. Well, I'm not quite sure if it's wasted, but he used a lot of time on that. Puppy now back, though, able to help out. And yeah, it was a solo kill for Arsart, just picking off the Shadow Demon like that. A good pickoff.
So
shows that he still has it.
Still's got it. Still has it. Avalanche Toss on the wave again, because they're going to want to try to push top. They don't have a whole lot of mana, though, but with Wisp here, you can easily just tether and Soul Ring to boost his mana pool up by a lot. 2,500 gold on a Wisp, by the way. It's a pretty crazy farm. The net worth actually is higher for Wisp than Invoker, which doesn't normally happen with a support hero, but that's how things turn out occasionally. When your crucial hero like Invoker gets killed first, your Wisp ends up outlasting the fights. He gets track gold, he gets assist gold, he gets all that good stuff. And he's at level 16 at the moment. He's going to be putting stats into his hero. I mean, that never happens for a Wisp.
Nope. And he's not only higher than Dendi, he's also higher than Vorster right there. So it is indeed a sight that you don't normally see. But we do have the Aghanims ready up on Tiny, so he'll be able to hit with the tree. And I think that will have a big impact in the game.
Yeah, it really will. He's going to do AoE cleave damage, he's going to kill zombies. He's going to do a lot more than just simply Avalanche Toss and maybe right-click one guy a couple times. Puppy might get caught in the jungle, actually. They see Chaos Knight. He's almost got a heart, though. Reavers picked up. Light of Heaven is the most farm in the game, by the way, but all of the Dire team is roaming through. And Undyne picked up an Aghanim Scepter now. We almost never see this item on Undyne. It's generally better for his self-heal than it is for the damage amp. It only increases his damage amplification by, I believe, 5% at all levels. And they're going to fight, actually. Oh, sorry. Wisp blinking away. Hvost has got to run. There's the ulti, though. Demonic Purge, and he's just going to trade for it. He knows that he's caught, and he can't go for it, so he's going to get killed. Avalanche stolen by Rubik. Good pickup. Puppy's got a blink in 3 seconds, but we're going to slowing him down by quite a bit here.
Yeah, soon Soul Rip. Now he's out. Tombstone actually trying to help out.
Wow, very smart by Warren.
And just needs to not be attacked. Is it not working out? That's
the
going to be the end of that one.
But
that's going to be the tier 2 down.
Yeah, he was just trying to keep the damage up so that the blink couldn't happen. In the meantime, Navi's going to backdoor it. They're going mid. Mid Rex is going to be threatened. Tower gets killed. Puppy, comes in. He doesn't bring anybody with him, but they're going to be able to just ninja a Rex steal here and possibly TP all the way back. He's going to tether onto Light of Heaven, pulling Light of Heaven back. Arzart can also teleport, and they just stole a Rex for nothing here.
Yeah, and that's going to be having a big impact. And more importantly, I mean, it's not the bottom lane is already the advantage, of course, of Svenhunterz. Mid lane now the advantage of Navi. So rather than making it even, they're making themselves have an advantage somewhere as they're just trying to push down to the tier 3. Your tracks going up. There's still a fortification there for Navi if they want to use it.
They're going to be hitting the tower. There's the tornado, start things off. EMP as well from Dendi. He doesn't have an Aghanim Scepter, keep that in mind. He's going to eat a stun, 3 seconds. Audio might go down. Maybe he hasn't popped BKB yet. He's going to wait till the Aegis goes through. There's his first death. He'll be respawning shortly. Light of Head in the meantime. Illusions fight illusions. There's a macro parcel. Tombstone goes down. BKB by Audio. He's got to fight this. He's got to get out at least. And that's what's happening. Svenhunterz is getting out of the fight.
Yeah, his team already abandoned him. They still get Arsart though. 2 seconds out upon him. There goes the Spike Carapace helping out. Also Pup here together with Light of Heaven again with the TP. Let's see if they can do something. Stun up on Audio. He doesn't have anything anymore. Already used everything, and he actually goes down together with his teammate. Rubik also dying. Blueberry Ninja standing there waiting for his death almost, as he will be taking it like a man, and we're in the same fate for him. And the only one left alive for now is not going to last that much longer. It was Jakiro who actually dropped his Gem of True Sight that Dendi just destroyed. And a buyback comes from the Rubik because their tier 4 towers are under attack.
Yeah, somebody had to prevent those from taking too much damage here, because that's really what's going to delay the game more than anything else. Those towers staying up. Now, Bounty Hunter has any new items as a BKB, so he's going to have Magic Immunity, an extra 25 damage, 26 damage, however much it is, 24 damage, sorry. 24 damage for the Bounty Hunter, and he's going to be an absolute nuisance in these team fights. He's just going to jump straight on heroes like Rubik, Twin-Headed Dragon, or Shadow Demon, try to pick them off. Next Assassin takes a mid-kill, once again making use of his EXP. And that is not something Shadow Demon, yeah, was that, no, it was Rubik. Rubik was not expecting that. He's got 12 deaths now. Really rough game for Rubik.
Yeah, and he just bought back, so that is not going to be a good thing to have. And they will be seeing their tier 3 drop in. Fortification is trying to delay it. Chaos Knight, Shadow Demon, Jakiro all up very soon. We're still about 12 seconds before he is back, but that will be too long because these barracks are already dropped. And actually Wispin and of course TPing bottom instantly will want to go for more. Tier 3 taking a lot of damage. Let's see if they can take it. 7 seconds before they will be in safety again. The Outdrift in on Dandy again. Audio has a bone to pick with him apparently. And they actually stay alive. They TP out of that place again. In the meantime, the rest of the team still fighting. Tornado, Meteor going through. Deafening Blast hits on 3 also. In the meantime, Blueberry Ninja, Arsart wanting to get him. Nice Ice Bath again. Dual Breath as well. And that will actually be Arsart and Dandy being picked off. And that is everybody else out of the base already from Na'Vi. But they got what they came for. They got the tier 3 and they got the other set of barracks.
No kidding, man. Double racks finished. They took the tower as well. The Wisp ended up staying alive. Relocate was at the perfect time. He teleported back to the top lane. And now he's going to be in the jungle for a bit. He's going to continue farming. He's got the regen items for it. I mean, he can get back up to full without too much trouble here with the Soul Ring and Tranquils and the mech and everything.
Yeah, and this will be, I mean, Na'Vi still has to take care of the bottom lane. But right now, since that's the only lane that they still have something with, that will not be that big of an issue anymore for them. While, of course, Svenhunterz, they need to take care of 2 lanes constantly. And even though they have shown that they can fight, they can definitely fight, they can't be away from their base too long anymore. If they try something, like right now, this smoke, if they are too long away from their base will drop. So right now they're leaving Sui alone in the base, but Light of Heaven already on the hunt. Level 18 versus level 16. Might be able to do something there, as I do think that the smoke for Svenhunterz is either going to be finding a Tiny. He actually, he does have a TP, but I don't think, no, they're not even going to find a Tiny. They're not going to find anything by the looks of it.
It's so smart for Na'Vi to try to take off the one hero that's defending. As soon as Rubik comes forward, Light of Heaven's going to swing in and try to get killed. He doesn't have a Ghost Scepter, by the way, so here's the initiation of the track. I don't think he can do anything about surviving here. He can steal at least one skill. There's going to be a TP from Undyne, and he'll back out from that one. Hopefully going invis for his sake. See if they stole something. Oh, he let him steal track. Big mistake from Rubik. I'm sorry, from Light of Heaven. Tiny gets a kill in the jungle, though. He's fighting. There's a gem on the ground. He's right-clicking Audio. Look at the damage. He's going to be able to kill these illusions so fast. 2, 3 hits, maybe. No, they go back. Arzart's now solo, trying to kill Audio. Can he reflect the damage? He does with Spiked Carapace. Audio's solo. Drain the mana. Do the right-clicks. That's 1 dead. Quicks might go down as well. More mana drain. Undyne is pretty much solo now, trying to get as many kills as possible. And good game is called. Na'Vi is going to take first place for the GosuLeague Season 5, taking a 2-0 versus Svenhunterz. And it was not looking good in the mid game there, but there it is, finally taking the win. What a fun game to watch. So many kills. That was like almost 100
they
kills.
They made us doubt them for a second, but they ended up coming through in the end. So it was a very enjoyable game. A lot of fighting, like Arena Dota.
Yeah. It's a lot of kills that game. Really fun to watch. Such a cool game to end things out. But Na'Vi takes it. If they would have lost that, they would have had to fight Empire in a tiebreaker round. But we will not be seeing anything of that. Na'Vi goes home $2,500 richer for their involvement in Season 5 of the GosuLeague. They're usually about a month long, so doesn't take too much time for the team. And they're going to go home happy today. That's for sure. Probably playing some Surely for Fun Greevil stuff. So, Shiva, any shoutouts for you? Thanks for joining me, by the way.
Well, thanks for having me, and shout out for me. Well, you can check me out on my own Twitch channel, GGNetShiver, and more importantly, you can check me out from tomorrow onwards until Sunday for the Star Ladder Finals, or play rather, with of course Virtus Pro there, and Empire, and Na'Vi, and Fnatic EU. So starts tomorrow at 3, so tune in then. Cool. 3 CET time.
Yeah,
that is.
3 CET? 3 p.m.?
1500.
Okay, yeah, 3 p.m. CT. Okay, sounds good. If you guys want to see more from me, go follow me on Facebook or Twitter at Purge Gamers. You can go to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/PurgeGamers. And of course, my website, PurgeGamers.com. How many times can I say that now? That's going to be it for today's broadcast for the GosuLeague. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I think we have a couple more matches for fun over the next few days, but if you guys want to catch those. But I think that's about it. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm going to play some pubs. Let's play some new Greevil stuff. All right, see ya. Bye.